Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good day to Dr. Muhammad Husni bin Ahmad Hussein. Today we are from Group B2. We will present the first project initiation document, which is Game of Thrones 2023. My name is Muhammad Ahmad Ashraf bin Abdul Shukur, meeting number 252571.
My name is Hakim Hamzah and my metric number is 252602.
My name is Aida Farzana binti Jufaiza Azaizul, metric number 252621.
My name is Ifiza Izzati binti Mustafa Kamal with metric number 252643.
My name is Muhammad Ryan Fakir bin Muhammad Fuad. My metric number is 252740.
This is our group project presentation outline. Company profile, project background and project objective will be presented by me, Ryan. Project detail presented by Hakima. Organizational structure presented by Aida. Project constraint and risk mitigation presented by Irfiza. Budget and sponsorship back to Hakima. And lastly, network diagram will be presented by Amirul Ashraf. As for the start, for my presentation, I will explain the nature and business of Fly High Disc Malaysia Association, or its acronym is FHDMA. FHDMA acts as representative for Malaysia as international bodies for flying disc sports, ensuring all the needs of the player and coaches are well preserved, and also encourage and promote flying disc sports in Malaysia. Now we move on to the vision and mission of FHDMA. Its vision is to expose flying disc sports in Malaysia widely and well known among all the community in Malaysia. As for the mission, it's to ensure the growth of the development of ultimate frisbee players in Malaysia are in a good condition and their needs are well preserved. FHDMA will hold on an international tournament which is called Game of Thrones 2023. Now, I will tell you about the background of this tournament. The participants will be representative from Asia Continental region, which includes participants from Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, and as well as China. The venue of this tournament will be held at Padang Polo, Penang, and the accommodation for the participant is at Kimberley Hotel, Georgetown, Penang. As for the dates, it will begin on the 1st September 2023, which is on Friday, and will end on 3rd September 2023, Sunday. This tournament holds 6 objectives, which are to publicize flying disc sports to a bigger audience in Malaysia, to expose ultimate frisbee athletes to global level type of tournament, to acquire new talents from any types of category and age, to obtain financial income for the purpose of funding the association, to ensure the development align with the purpose of the association, and lastly, the objective of this tournament is to recruit more strategic partners for the association. That's all for my part. Thank you.
Next, I will proceed the presentation on the project detail. Game of Thrones 2023 will be held on the 1st until 3rd September 2023. On the first day, registration and briefing session will be done to participants. On the second day, fixture group tournament will take place start from 9 am till 6:35 pm, and it will continue to the third day with group stage, group placing, quarter-final, semi-final, and also final. After the end of game, closing ceremony will be held at Padang Polo. And our targeted participants will be from Malaysia and Asia continent such as Singapore, Thailand, South Korea, China, and also other countries. It starts from the age of 18 years old until mid-30. And we target also around 24 teams with maximum of 7 players per team. The registration process will conduct online, which involves 7 stages. First, the representative need to fill in the online form, and confirmation email will be sent after the registration. And organizer will select the qualified team, and finalized team will be announced and informed later. After that, each player from chosen team need to pay a fee amount RM150 per person. After confirmation of payment has been sent to the player, that means they already become the participant of Game of Thrones 2023. Our event will take place in two venues, which is Padang Polo Georgetown Penang and also Kimberley Hotel Georgetown Penang. We will use three main fields in Padang Polo, where each field can hold a capacity of 5,000 pax. For each field, two games will take place at the same time, and those we have 6 game fields. So, aside from that, closing ceremony also be done here, and we will open some vendor during the game from 2nd to 3rd September 2023. Registration and briefing session will be had at the Kimberley Hotel. For the transportation of participants to come and back is on their own. However, organizer can assist or schedule a transport in advance upon their request. And also, Penang is equipped with various transportation modes, so they can either use their own transportation to Kimberley Hotel, or take buses to Pengkalan Raja Tun Uda Bus Terminal, or take train until Keti Ambatau Station and ferry at Pengkalan Raja Tun Uda Ferry Terminal, or last option is to plane to Penang International Airport. From each checkpoint, they can take a taxi to Kimberley Hotel. And on the event day, participants will strictly use the bus that provided by organizer. Okay, move on to the prize and merchandise. The first, second, and third winner will be rewarded with the amount of money RM 3,500 ringgit, 2,500 ringgit, and also 1,500 ringgit, respectively, along with the trophy. And every team will receive hamper and also certificate. And the event t-shirt will be provided to be worn on the last day of the event. The tournament will conduct for 2 days, from 2nd September 2023 until 3rd September 2021. It consists of 6 series of games, where on the first day, fixed group tournament will be done, and the group stage, group placing, quarterfinal, semi-final, and also final will be held on the second day. For promotional and marketing will be done in traditional way, where distribution of flyer and also advertising through using a banner and bunting. And with social media, we will use FHDMA social media, which is Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and also website, to promote the game of Turo 2023.
In this project, Muhammad Amirul Ashraf bin Abdul Shukur will be the project director, while Muhammad Ryan Fakih bin Muhammad Fuad will become the vice director. Hakimah binti Muhammad Hamzah is the secretary, and Gafriza Izzati binti Mustafa Kamal is the treasurer. In this project, it involves 10 departments, which are sponsorship, logistics, publicity, protocol, activity, multimedia, safety and health, technician, public relation, and lastly, food and beverage.
So next is project constraints. So along the way of completing this project, we face several constraints. Some of the constraints are as resources, and date, time, and cost. So for resources, along the way to complete this project, we face several constraints, starting from managing the limitations of place for this project. Therefore, we went to Pulau Pinang with intention to visit the Padang Polo. Then we found out that the place was not suitable as the parking is limited and quite far from the main area. Fortunately, there are few options for us to provide the parking spaces. School and community hall is located nearby to the locations. After we have discovered the place, we finally came out with a solid decision to make the place as a place for this project. Padang Polo, Georgetown is the most suitable place among other options that we checked, such as Padang Ipoh Perak. Next is date. We have constrained in terms of proposed date, as our event will be carried out in 2023, which is about 3 years from now. Therefore, we found some difficulties to get approval from the local authorities, sponsorships, and participation on this proposed project due to pandemic COVID-19 that arises numbers of cases day to day. Besides, there is no official introduction of vaccines on this virus. As from now, it makes it hard for us to predict the future condition of these issues. However, we truly believe that this project can be carried out in 3 years from now, as we can see the positive development and research on vaccines of this virus. Next is time. The time limitation to carry out the competition is within 3 days. It is too packed to carry out many activities, as we have to schedule it, especially for the on the frisbee competition. or according to the category and the level. Next is cost, as this event involve international level, the cost of the project will be high. Next is risk mitigation. There are 4 types of risk that we assess based on. First is budget, second is marketing, third is operational, and last one is the locations. So for budget, since there is involved a huge amount of budget, we believe that there is need to overstate the amount of the budget by adding more to contingency in case of any occurrence of unavoidable tragedies. Besides, the price and hamper for our highlight events are also the reasons of our expenses are high. Hence, it is important for our company to do collaboration and make sponsorship proposal to companies such as sport and business and related ministry to support our event. In order to avoid any losses from our targeted budget, we will provide proper planning of every expenses used throughout this project. Next is marketing risk. Marketing risk is about marketing strategy to attract targeted participants. So we include many banners and flyers in our event to promote this event. Our plan is to make sure that Game of Thrones 2023 is advertised in streets of Penang and our company websites and other social media platforms as well. Besides, we are also going to do collaboration with branded sport businesses to add the great participations. Free goodies is one of our marketing plans that we use to create interest to society to know about Frisbee game and indirectly to encourage more number of visitors for 3 days of event. Next is on the operational risk. The risk of it include of poor implementation and decision making from the management, as well as the problems from processes such as procurement, production, and distribution, especially due to lack of time to plan this project. It also can be considered as an operational risk, and it may cause breakdowns in the internal procedures if the tasks are delayed. And this event involves many committees members. Everyone should take their responsibility to make it run smoothly. Next is location risk. As our location has limited parking, we are exposed to the risk that might cause traffic jams as our event running at field that close to main road for 3 days. It is inconvenient as Padang Polo is located to General Hospital of Penang. Therefore, we have taken our initiative to ask permission from the school principal to use their compound as car park throughout the event. Next, we will also send a request to police and RELA to assist us to minimize this risk of locations. So that is all from me. We proceed to next.
Next, I will continue to present about the budget for this project. The total estimated income is 224,200 ringgit, while the estimated expenses is 199,643 ringgit and 40 cents. The total estimated profit is 24,556 ringgit and 60 cents. Here are the details on estimated income. The estimated income include the allocation from association 15,000 ringgit, estimated sponsorship 70,000 ringgit, government fund 22,000 ringgit, participation fee for 168 pack equal to 25,200 ringgit, coach fee for 24 packs equal to 3,600 ringgit, and lastly vendor lot for 68 lot equal to 88,400 ringgit. Next, here is the details on estimated expenses. The total expenses are 199,643 ringgit and 40 cents. The expenses includes the expenses for venue, equipment, food and beverage, printing, price, transportation, medical, safety, advertising, other expenses and contingency. Next, I will continue to explain about the sponsorship packages. There are 5 packages available in this project. They are Platinum Package, 10,000 ringgit, Gold Package, 5,000 ringgit, Silver Package, 1,000 ringgit, and Supporting Package, 350 ringgit. The other 2 packages are Sponsoring T-shirt and Benefit in Kind. In this table, it shows the benefits or what will be received by the company when they sponsor this project. Company logo or name will appear on the banner for every package. Company logo or name will appear on the t-shirt for sponsoring t-shirt. All the packages will receive a promotion through our social media. And for platinum package, it will receive a promotion through a corporate video. All package also will receive an advertisement in a e-booklet. E-booklet will be given to the participant and all the guests. For platinum package, it will receive 2 full pages in advertisement in the e-booklet, while for gold package, silver package and sponsoring t-shirt, it will receive 1 full page. For supporting and benefit in kind sponsor, they will receive only quarter page in the e-booklet. For platinum and gold package, they will receive a slot for talk and a promotional booth during the event. All of these package are eligible for tax exemption.
Next, I will continue with the network diagram critical path analysis. Overall, our program will took around 279 days from the planning and acquisition of the program, which is equivalent to 9 months plus. The first 3 activities are define project scope, perform stakeholder analysis, and define role of each stakeholder, were done by the management team, which took around 7 days. And then we perform market research, analysis and market research around 35 days, be done by the secretary and treasurer. And then the director will divide tasks to all committee and prepare and discuss the first paperwork for each committee, which took around 20 days for each activity. Next, in order to strengthen the bond between the committee, we will conduct a family day, took around 7 days. And then the treasurer and the sponsorship department will prepare and discuss the budget and identify the potential sponsor and confirm and finalize the sponsorship, which took around 45 days. And the multimedia team will discuss and do the marketing plan and design flyers, banner, backdrop, t-shirt, cap, and make promotional video, which took around 50 days overall. After 50 days, we will prepare and submit all the related documents to the authority, around 20 days by the management team and logistics team. Next, we will discuss and update each activity in each committee. The first is about the registration of participants. The publicity department will distribute the flyers and update social media, and at the same time, the registration will be open around 55 days, and then we will make payment from participant and confirmation participant, and we will prepare and arrange group, which took around 102 days. Besides that, we also will find potential equipment supplier and deal with the supplier and acquire equipment, done by the activity department, took around 40 days. Next, will be in charge by the protocol department. We will protocol and activity department. We will plan and prepare the opening and closing ceremony. We will contact VIP officer, and we will be prepare and submit the invitation letter to the VIP. And lastly, we will find a suitable venue. 20 days. We will check accessible and book venue. 20 days. We will survey and find suitable accommodation and transportation by the logistics department, and we will book accommodation and transportation. And lastly, we will survey and book food and drink supplier, which be responsible by the food and beverage department. After the 102 days, we will come to the last program preparation in the venue. It took around 7 days, which is on 24th to 30 August 2023. And on the 31st August, we will conduct a rehearsal for 1 day in order to done the final check, in order to prepare all the all the preparation is took place. And on the 1st to 3rd September 2023, our program will start. which is Game of Thrones 2023 for 3 days. I think that's all for me.
Next, we're presenting on our second project, which is titled Kaizen Practice and its relevance towards small and medium enterprise during COVID-19.
These are the key takeaways of our group project presentation, starting with abstract, introduction, Kaizen and Kaizen Blitz, small and medium enterprises, COVID-19 pandemic, and this presentation will end with implementation of Kaizen to SME. For starting my group presentation, I will explain to you about the abstract of this group project. Basically, the abstract gives an overview what is this project about. There are 5 key issues that we consider to include in this group project. They are modification of Kaizen concept, implementation of Kaizen during the pandemic, barriers for SMEs in implementing Kaizen during this pandemic, the relevancy for SMEs in using Kaizen during this COVID-19 pandemic, and lastly, the adaptability of Kaizen in helping the SMEs for facing this pandemic. Now, we move on to the introduction part. As a start for this part, I will explain you briefly about the history of Kaizen. Kaizen is derived from 2 Japanese words, Kai, which means change, and Zen, which means for the better. It can conclude that Kaizen brings a meaning of changement to the better. It emphasizes on incremental changes, minimal cost solution, employee empowerment, and development of organization. The first users that implement Kaizen in its practice is Toyota Company. It's proven that this Kaizen strategy is very useful because Toyota Company is one of the leaders that lead the manufacturing automotive industry. Now, to the second part of the introduction is regarding the highlighted issues of the project, which is outbreak of pandemic COVID-19, which affect SMEs the most. Our group suggested SMEs to implement Kaizen Blitz, the upgrade version of Kaizen strategy. This is because we think that Kaizen Blitz could help the SMEs to survive in this COVID-19 pandemic. That's all for my part. Thank you.
Next, I will presenting on the concept of Kaizen and Kaizen Blitz. As mentioned by Ryan earlier, Kaizen is derived from 2 Japanese words, Kai means change and Zen means good. So in business organization, Kaizen is defined as continuous improvement of all business functions involving from top management until the lower level of employee. Kaizen is popularized by the Masaki Imai, a Japanese management consultant. However, the original pioneer is Sakichi Toyoda, the founder of Toyota. Kaizen is built on 5S framework that is widely used not in the organization only, but applicable to our daily life. The 5S is sharing or sort, to where unnecessary items need to be eliminated to avoid distraction. And the second is Seton, mean a strengthen, refer to organization of the item by putting them in the right place. Next is Seiso, mean shine, where cleaning of workplace is need to be practiced. After that, Seketsu or standardized, mean the process need to be followed strictly. And lastly, Shizuke means sustain, means it's meant to ensure the process is to keep for a long term. And Kaizen also consists of 5 elements where the process will improve teamwork, increase personal discipline, improve morale, having quality circle, and for suggestion to make a suggestion for improvement. Kaizen activity is based on PDCA cycle that introduced by William Edward Deming. It's meant to implement continuous improvement. They need to plan, do, check, and act. One of the concepts that are associated with Kaizen is Kaizen Blitz, or also we known as Kaizen event. Blitz means sudden attack. Those Kaizen Blitz is referred to short-term improvement event or workshop. It aims to get a rapid result. If the normal Kaizen is a long-term action, Kaizen Bliss is a short-term. It usually takes around 2 to 10 days to make improvement or overcome a certain issue or problem. Therefore, it is suitable to be used where quick decision making is needed. Kaizen Bliss involves 3 stages, which is preparation, the Bliss event, and also follow-up process. During preparation, management will decide on the issue and also goal to be accomplished, while during the event day, training and discussion will be took place. And lastly, follow-up action require implementation and monitoring process.
And I will continue our group presentation with the SME concept in Malaysia. So basically, small medium enterprise in Malaysia was governed by SME Corp Malaysia, and they have published a new definition of SME company as effective on 1st January 2014. So they have classified the SME company under three types of company, which is medium, small, and micro company. So the classified under two types of major sector, which is manufacturing and services and other sector. So for example, in order to be classified as medium company, in manufacturing sector, the sales turnover should be around 15 million to 50 million ringgit Malaysia, or their total number of employees, which is from 75 to 200 people. And for services and other sector, their sales turnover should be 3 million ringgit or less than 20 million ringgit, or their total number of employees was around 30 to 75 people. So, in other perspective, for small company or stated here, and micro company also stated here. So, for the performance of the SME company in Malaysia, so the SME company was contribute around 476 ringgit, 659 million ringgit, or equivalent to 37.6% GDP from the total GDP of Malaysia, and they have employed around 66.2% from the total workforce in Malaysia in 2018. So the increasing amount of workforce in SME company was due to the large firm want to reduce their costs, and they have to reduce their workforce in the organization.
COVID-19 pandemic. The infection started in Wuhan City on 12 December 2019. Initially, the virus was known as the 2019 novel coronavirus. However, the World Health Organization changed the name to the coronavirus disease in 2019, or COVID-19. The first case in Malaysia was reported on 25th January 2020, which involved Chinese nationals. The first Malaysian who has been affected with this virus was recorded on 4th February 2020. It involved a 41-year-old male who have traveled to Singapore and returns and developed a symptom once he returned to Malaysia. The rate of infection in Malaysia has increased sharply due to the mass religious gathering event at Sri Petaling, Kuala Lumpur. Therefore, the government has decided to enforce movement control order starting from 18 March 2020. The duration for the MCO has been extended until the end of the April. Due to the implementation of the MCO, it managed to flatten the curve, and Malaysia has managed to record the lower number of positive cases. Characteristic of COVID-19. COVID-19 or SARS-CoV-2 is a beta coronavirus which are a spherical envelope, non-segmented positive sense, and a single-stranded RNA virus genome. The virus consists of four main structural proteins, which are spike glycoprotein, membrane, envelope, and nucleocapsid protein. The transmission of SARS-CoV-2 is almost similar to the transmission of severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus, SARS-CoV, and the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome Coronavirus, MERS-SARS. Next, I will continue to present about the implementation of Kaizen to SME. It involves 7 steps as follows. First, involve the employee in searching for the new improvement. The employee involvement is very important to boost their performance as they feel involved and motivated. Next, to find the problem, the SME should acknowledge all the feedback given by the employee and the customer to identify the problem. Next is to think and find the solution. The solution should be relevant to the current situation. Next is to implement the solution. The implementation of the solution is a crucial process. It must be carried out in a proper manner. Next is to check whether the implementation of the solution can bring a new improvement towards the company performance. If the company performance improve, then the new improvement should be standardized into all the departments of the company. Last but not least, the company should repeat the process as Kaizen involve continuous improvement.
Next, I will continue with the barrier for SME company in implementation of Kaizen. Based on one case study in United States, 90% of 3,000 manufacturing firms was implement Kaizen, and surprisingly, only 10% of the total company was satisfied with the positive result from this theory. So one of the major reasons is because of the lack of adequate resources and budget. The implementation of Kaizen theory required a high budget in order to train the employee and the software development. Since the SME company has a limited turnover, so they have a very tight financial control in the organization. Therefore, they found out that the Kaizen theory was they do not have any budget to implement this theory since it required a lot of budget. Next is next Next challenge for SME company is due to the internal and external resistance. The employee itself was failed to understand the flow, the needs, and the technicality of the theory itself. Since the Kaizen theory was to promote efficiency, they found out that the software development, they found out that this Kaizen theory is a threat to their job, to their position in the company. So they do not give a full cooperation for the organization to implement this theory. So another major reason is due to the high complexity of paperwork and the law of continuous training of Kaizen theory.
So next, I will proceed with the relevance of Kaizen to SMEs during COVID-19. Firstly, the implementation of Kaizen to SME during COVID-19 is relevant as it promotes efficiency for business to operate and overcome the problems and barriers. This is because it helps SME to implement new process development and that suit the current mode of business to survive, which is none of the old rule applies. Entrepreneurs face the everyday pressure of living through a global pandemic, as they are not also dealing with the ever-changing expectations of health and safety, handling potential aggressive customers, and investing money to restructure their physical stores to comply with COVID-19 current situation, all while it's producing considerably less revenue than before. Therefore, by having Kaizen during COVID-19, it helps SME to effectively adapt and improve the way of their business that suits the current situation. Next is the Kaizen also promotes SME to be more creative to create variation in their strategy, especially on marketing sites. After COVID-19 hit the world, we can see that most businesses are adapting the Kaizen concept by switching their marketing methods from traditional to digital. Before COVID-19 hit, measurable and prominent digital marketing trends were emerging, such as the rise of video marketing, influencer marketing, micro moments, and engagement-based email marketing. Consumer actions and expectations have moved as a result of COVID-19, if only as the acceleration of inevitable. It has been so critical to know that how to reach and convert customers online, and living in the forefront of innovation involves knowing that how digital marketing is evolving, moving from traditional to digital marketing methods. It shows that Kaizen is relevant to SME during this pandemic COVID-19. Next, by implementing Kaizen in SME during COVID-19, it helps us to improve our business in the short and long term. In conjunction to digitalization and implementation of technology in SME, it encourages business to involve it directly will improve their business. Based on pre-COVID result, the Small Business Insight study shows that the effect of technology spending on small progress. However, only 1% of small companies have invested their turnover in technology. By referring to the study, it shows that the technology solutions have helped businesses during this crisis by helping this business. Therefore, by investing into technology, it helps SME to plan their business in short and long term, specifically in technology investments in their business. So as conclusion, with the struggles and complex challenges faced by SMEs in the competitive market during COVID-19, continuous improvement is required by SME in order to improve their performance. Therefore, study on this practice and importance of Kaizen should be encouraged to lead their effective implementation of Kaizen and on its challenges. The result of such studies may be useful in helping the relevant and authorities and SMEs establish their strategies for quality improvement. This will make SMEs companies more conscious on their own strengths and vulnerabilities, which make them hinder from initiating Kaizen project in order to resolve all the challenges of current market instability. Moreover, the study may also assist SMEs in sustaining their Kaizen activities throughout their organization. That is all from us. Thank you.